Bonjour everyone, welcome to a new home tour video. Today I'm taking you to a very cold Paris to discover the tiny but cute little apartment of Ainsley and her French husband. From the apartment that we're going to visit, Ainsley runs her traiteur service as a pastry chef. Together with Lev, they run a coffee company, and she also creates the most beautiful Instagram videos and content. If you don't follow her on Instagram yet, I highly recommend that you do. I can't wait to show you this beautiful apartment. I am sure you're going to love it as much as I do. So we're in Ainsley's apartment, and what I love about your apartment is that it's very Parisian, and I like how you have turned it into a very classy, a little English as well,
A little
style, and you don't really need a big house to create a very cozy home. I'm excited to see all the, what is it, 30 square meters?
all
of
30
it.
meter squares, yeah. So when we moved in, it was just the bare minimum of, white walls with the beautiful tiles. It's a small space, so I wanted to be able to have all the elements of an apartment. It might look like a lot, but I just wanted to have a more cohesive type of living situation. So we have the couch, we have the table, and the storage space.
And even you have like 3 chairs there already, so you can host. And you do a lot of hosting, don't you?
We do actually. We can bring the table out a little bit, add an extra chair. Parisians know that it's a tight living situation in every apartment you go to. It's just normal here to have a smaller space that you just kind of make it work. You really don't need that much space to live comfortably.
Now talk about the kitchen. That's what I was so impressed with.
So yeah, I'm a pastry chef by trade, and it is a small kitchen. For Paris, it's a quite normal size, if not a little bit on the bigger side. Actually, when I first came here, I lived in a much smaller space. When I saw this, I was like, oh my God, all of the room. There used to be a microwave here, which I don't need, so I replaced it with this oven. It's not the best, but it definitely does the job. And I'm even able to have my KitchenAid, my 2-burner stovetop. I hid my little fridge because I thought it was ugly.
So that's really nice, though. Yeah. Is that linen, the fabric?
It's like a painter's drop cloth.
Oh, yeah?
That I just pleated and cut and then added these little...
I was looking for these, actually.
Just on Amazon.
Yeah, yep. It's really nice. But it instantly gives a little bit of a farmhouse feel.
It helps kind of tie everything in together. In the US, these fridges are what you have in your dorm room. So it looks like a college,
college room.
Yeah, I'm I don't want that. And we actually installed more shelving to put spices and my flours and my sugars and things like that.
And a beautiful coffee grinder.
Since my husband is a coffee connoisseur and everything, I was like, well, we have to have that. Yeah. And it was €2 at the flea market. So I was like,
yeah. Really? That's a very good price.
Yeah. Everything is from the market.
I love that painting.
From the market and in Brittany, where his mom lives. Even these wooden things I bought for like €1 each. Yeah, even this. This was for €10 in a market here.
Wow.
And it's like an actual
creuset, le creuset?
Yeah. All of my pastry stuff is behind the scary wall.
That is a scary wall?
Because what's behind it is so...
It's storage, but this is Paris.
So most of the furniture is secondhand that I bought on Le Bon Coin.
Yeah.
So like these tables, this marble piece, even this chair. The only thing not thrifted in the whole apartment is my couch, because we do not have an elevator. And we live on the 4th floor. It's a bit of a struggle to get a couch up here. I feel like Parisians, a lot of them live, you know, like we did, even smaller. This is like an actual comfortable size for a lot of people. So when I posted my first video, like doing a little tour of 30-meter square, everyone was like, oh, that's too small. Like, how could you live like that? But then now when I say, you know, watch me bake in my tiny kitchen, people are saying, how dare you say that's tiny? Like Parisians, people say on my thing, how could you ever live in something like that? And it's like, you just do, you just adapt. You leave, you see that there's a whole other world out there, and you just make it work. My husband's only requirement in the apartment, he had no say over anything, except he wanted to be able to use his projector. And so to use a projector, I was like, I have to put a shelf. So I started with that base. I was like, all right, I'll have a shelf, and then I'll create a gallery wall around it. So I thrifted all of these little frames, and then some of them came like already as is, but then this was a piece that I made just using stamps. Painted this.
Did you paint that?
I did.
Amazing. Oh, wow.
And then I just found this also on the Bon Coin, just a little art gallery
light. Yeah.
Our neighbor who used to live in the 3rd floor, she was an old, she was quite a character, but she was a vendor at Saint Juan, and she would sell all types of antiques and clothing. She gave me so much of her stuff. She died last year, but she was a character. She always had tiny little dogs with her. His name was Henry, and she would sit outside at the stoop, like right outside the door, and just stay there because she had a hard time walking up the stairs, so she needed a bit of a rest. But it was also so that she could talk to every single neighbor coming in and going, so she could get all of the gossip and talk to everyone.
I love this bed. What is the headboard?
It's a piece of fabric that I found at the market that I folded and added these little, also from the market, these little pins that I put on it. Because the original bed is came with the apartment. It's just like a, you know, old IKEA bed.
Oh, so you just put it over the existing headboard. You just found this really beautiful fabric. That is such a good idea. I even like that it's not finished.
Yeah. These curtains I actually found in London at a little, I think it was the Jubilee Market. And they're old William Morris design. And he was selling them for £10. And I said, absolutely. Because it's like really good quality. And then I had some leftover drop cloth that I just decided to add just to give it some extra. So I think extra is better. I'm more of a maximalist, as you can see, when it comes to decorating. I kind of wanted to go more with like a green color theme kind of in here, because I found this quilt that I absolutely loved. It's an old Welsh quilt. So went with some green florals. These are actually the same as my skirt. I found some old fabric at a market, and I asked my mom if she could make pillows, and then this skirt as well.
Yeah, amazing. I didn't notice.
Also, she's a painter, and she painted this little
Painted Lola. Like, you have vintage things in every corner of this little apartment. Really.
My grandmother and my mom who also were into interior decorating, and they drew a lot of inspiration from more English countryside. I love their countryside, little towns and villages, everything's so quaint and cozy. So I always, in every apartment I've ever had, I always put a fireplace. I just think it adds such a cute, cozy element to it. I originally wanted like a traditional Parisian fireplace, but they're just so expensive and they're so heavy and so big. So I found this tiny little fireplace on Facebook Marketplace, and it was originally white. So I put some Roman clay and then I painted it to make it kind of give like a stony effect. Kind of. And then I love like old Delft tiles.
Yeah.
But of course I cannot afford all those Delft tiles. So I found wallpaper that I just stuck to cardboard and just stuck it behind there, and
That's so smart.
yeah. When I was in London, I saw a lamp like this that I was obsessed with, and I've been trying to find it ever since. And I finally found this wooden lamp on the Bonjour, obviously. But I wanted a shade that was a little bit more country English style, but I couldn't really find one that I liked, so I just made it. It's some type of linen material that I used for this, and then the other part of it I put as a bed skirt.
Oh, you see, I was wondering about that.
Yeah, so I just put it around here, just to hide, you know, that.
And the marble is also convenient for your baking, right? That's
Mhm.
also why you got a marble table. It looks like it's a traditional bistro table.
It is. It even has like the mark on it on the bottom, but it's for 80 euros.
Really? But then in Paris,
Yeah.
obviously you're able to find the most beautiful pieces.
Thank you.
And a lot of people go to Saint-Ouen, which I absolutely hate.
I always tell people do not go there. Maybe go if you want the experience, but it's the most overpriced place, and it's not really like what you think of a market, I would say. It's more like lots of like chandeliers and like big furniture and things that like you can't really transport if you're, you know, traveling here. Also, it's not in the best area. I've had a little bit of issues going there by myself, so yeah, I never recommend it. I go to places that are called vide greniers.
Yeah.
Because it's not professional sellers. It's garage sales that are, it's not just like someone's junk, like it's beautiful. It's really a place where you go and you dig, which I love. And you can, you know, find things for such a good price.
But so you post on your Instagram, you post the vide greniers in Paris. I hear so many people come to Paris and then they go, I don't know where to go.
The one that I personally like the best is in Vanves, in the 14th. It's every Saturday, Sunday, and it's a huge market that has a selection of like, you know, over the top things, but also like the little treasures that you can find for like a good price.
And we were lucky that on the day that I came to film, there was actually one of those vide grenier markets that Ainsley talked about. And so we decided that of course we needed to go there together. I want to thank you so much, Ainsley and Lev as well, for inviting us into your little apartment in Paris. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to see more home tour videos, please do subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.
Even though I have enough stuff.
We don't buy it because we need it.
Of course.
Vous voulez? Non, ça fait de la pub, c'est bien. Hein?